there's going to be a second wave of YouTube in the finance industry. You know, like we got the big four, like me, Kevin, Graham, Andrei, I guess Jeremy and his 27 channels that he's got. Like they were there, but I think there's going to be this second wave because you can clearly see all of them just kind of post crap now. Like, not to talk crap, but there's no real value to it. Whoa, I had the other stream up and it just now started playing. Sorry about that. But yeah, clickbait crap thumbnails. Like, whatever's in the thumbnail. I made this joke the other day on Twitter. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like picking up a book with a Star Wars cover and reading Harry Potter in there. Like the clickbait is just crap. Everything they talk about is nonsense almost. And it's more about how much money can they get per click than it is the value that they bring. And I think there's going to be a second wave. I think people are going to start waking up to that. And then there's just going to be the YouTubers that are probably at our level, that 10, 20,000, never really got that 2021 blow up. But people are going to start realizing, like, there is this, when you're brand new into this, he's got 1 million subscribers. He's got to know what he's talking about. It's hard to believe they're just absolutely ignorant to the fact when they got 1 million subscribers. Why would I listen to someone with 10,000 versus 1 million? But eventually they're going to wake up and realize this isn't working,
Dude, I disagree. I really think these clowns are going to come back because I know at some point, they're not going to have high interest rates forever. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't try to time the market, blah, 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 blah. But at some point, inflation's going to come down. They're going to cut interest rates, and all these stupid stocks are going to rocket back up. And a lot of these guys that are, at least the ones that don't go bankrupt, but a lot of these guys that are like manipulators, they know how to play the game where they can deceive retail. They can just show like recent performance in their portfolio. Like, my stock went up 100%, even though it's down 90%, so I'm still down massively. But they can manipulate and, convince people that they're genius investors. So my concern is, before these guys get killed off, we're going to get a return to some kind of stupid market like we had before, and they're just going to flourish again.
I think we actually exited that. So I do time the market a lot and made a whole living off of it. But in October, we bounced. I said, if that's the lows, then our previous high, that's going to be the high. And we're going to chop around. Like if your scenario probably would have played out had we got some rip the Band-Aid off, full sin south, and then got a full bounce again. Kind of like what happened in 2021. We never got that. I think we're going to jack around and go sideways. So investors are going to just have a crappy year. You're going to watch some up, some down, ultimately kind of go nowhere. We've already done it for almost a year.
Yeah, I mean, it could be for a year, it could be for 2 years, but if some of these clowns stick around, like I know Jeremy's not going anywhere. He makes too much money for being a scammer. If they stick around long enough, that some kind of market will eventually come back. And when it does, that's when they can really, go for a cash grab. Because it doesn't take a lot to make millions off of YouTube. You get a couple good videos in the algorithm. The market's going crazy. You portray yourself as a stock genius. People sign up for your $2,000 or $10,000 course. And before you know it, within a year or two, you're a millionaire. And that's all it takes, Yeah. So they can just bide their time and be patient. So, like, I'm definitely more negative than you are. I wish they would all go away, but after the destruction these people have caused and they're still around, like I've lost hope. So,
yeah, well, the downside to this, I call this out a lot. It's easy to see as a trader. Let's say you're going to jump in this industry. It'll take you 10 streams to find out if I'm good or not. As a trader, the market's got plenty of movement. As an investor, with their excuses of you got to hold, you got to believe in your company. And then you find out 10 years later, after they've been telling you don't sell when it's down, you got to, what Warren says all the time, buy when everyone's fearful and sell when everyone's greedy. You've done that. You've held Tattooed Chef for the next 3 years, if it even stays on the market that long. You don't find out they suck until 5 to 10 years later when their stocks never come up. And they chalk up any losses to, short-term volatility and don't be a paper hander or whatever, whatever the little terms are.
The diamond hand BS.
Yeah. Hold that crap. And so there's statistics that there's been over 100,000 stocks on the market. There's over 6,000 right now. Every one of them have heard, stocks only go up, buy and hold, and then their money disappears and it's gone forever. So good job on that. Like all those buy and hold stuff is literally just for your ticker, VT. Then you got SPY, the actual ETFs that track the market. Those are the only thing with historical data that just say, hey, over 10 years, you'll probably be up. Picking these individual companies, like the ones I pick, I like to assume will still be here in 10 years. And for me to even be in that ticker, I have to assume it'll be here in 10 years. I trade things everyone knows about, let alone getting some crap like Tattooed Chef or what Walgreens. No one even knows they know what the Walgreens store is. No one even knows Walgreens Boots Alliance is even a ticker. Like there's a certain popularity contest to it. And
I think isn't it the second largest pharmacy? I think CVS is the biggest.
Yeah.
So. I was doing like a little bit of research into it. Like, yeah, Walgreens is like the second largest pharmacy, but it's still like, nobody thinks of it as a stock. It's just a place to get your freaking drugs. And I don't know if you looked up Rite Aid. It's a huge chain, right? Like, I go there. We have one in my town. It's about to go bankrupt. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, some people like bankrupt stocks.
Yeah,
people are still buying Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm reading some of these comments. I thought this was going to be a confrontation. Ask away, Gil. You got the little laser eyes in your thumbnail. Full send. It's going to be hard to confront me because I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah, so so obviously we do have different, views on the market. I would assume, like on the surface level. Like, how did you get into day trading? So you said you uploaded a video, and then you said like, oh, eventually it blew up into a channel. Like, kind of what was the process of your channel growing, and then how do you actually do full-time day trading? Like, how does that sustain you?
Man, so that started back in 2013, long before I even had a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel was because I just wanted to. Honestly, I'm just bored. So that's how that got started. Because it's really cool to quit your job and be a full-time. I couldn't wait to tell everybody. Then everyone tells me I'm just a gambler, and then every time I'd say like, "Oh, what was your stock experience?" They'd never even tried it. Like, "Oh, cool. I'm glad I heard your opinion. Now shut up." And then so it was just worthless hearing their opinion. And then when you quit your job, turns out all your friends still have jobs, so you're just sitting at home all day by yourself. So as far as the YouTube channel goes, I just was bored. I wanted to make some videos. Again, my first video was over drones. The next one was using Tannerite for a gender reveal. Until before California.
You come from very humble roots on YouTube. So, but how did you get into the whole day trading thing? That's why I get curious, because you hear of a bunch of people that get into day trading because it was 2020 and a bunch of clown stocks were going up and they all became day trading geniuses. Like, what did you do, if you don't mind saying? What did you do before you became a day trader?
I worked at a gym. Just kind of everything. Worked at a gym, worked at Lifetime Fitness. I worked on cars. And then I just knew real estate and stocks. Every rich person I've ever met was in real estate and stocks. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll do that. Like that's really what got me into it. The same dream everyone else has. Real estate is equally just as hard as stocks. The barrier to entry is so easy, everyone can do it, and they get this fantasy that they can. But I think my way of thinking is what really got me into stocks. Half of what I do I thought was common sense, which has changed a lot of people that follow me their whole trading career. Like my way of risk management, I thought all that was just obvious. But people really do just a bunch of dumb stuff. And then honestly, a little bit of luck, a little bit of timing. Because in 2013, I would do stupid things almost like what Jeremy says, which is asinine. Like there'd be a long line at Starbucks. So I'm going to go buy. I'm like, man, there's a long line. I bet that stock's going to do good.
Bullish on Starbucks stock.
Yeah. And then Apple's about to come out with a new phone. Now that announcement has already been made and announced, but the literal iPhone's coming out tomorrow. I can go pick it up tomorrow. That's when I'm going to buy Apple stock. I would do dumb stuff like that. Commissions were like $20 a trade. So I'm not exactly playing super day trader at the time. So I'm buying and the market rewards me. So all I had to do was hold, and it would go up. So a lot of it was looking back at my trades and realizing as I would learn things, how the markets actually move, that was more luck. So I was able to actually quit my job, still pay all my bills because of just luck. I'd have to chalk it up to luck. I was able to make money while learning from my mistakes. So I guess the tuition wasn't as high.
I mean, so So like people like so you say like, oh, people make money in real estate and stocks, which is true. And a
Mhm.
lot of the most famous investors are like, real estate empire owners, or they are long-term investors in stocks.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, etc. So like how did you go, like how did you get into day trading specifically? What was it about day trading as opposed to buying and holding stocks for the long run?
Just didn't make sense holding things. I would watch things go up and down. So I call it the stupid phase. I skip the stupid phase, the indicators and all that, because that crap doesn't work. I knew if I walked into a gymnasium, there's going to be 100 people. 95 in there would just be completely stupid. 5 of them would know what they're talking about. Every one of them would tell me they know what they're talking about. So I was like, well, I'm just going to skip that. So I didn't read any of those books. I wasn't on YouTube looking things up. I started looking into how banks make money, what moves the markets, which it just boiled down to buyers and sellers. Banks that can move markets use algos to get in, and they'll type in their parameters for the day. They'll put out news reports to bring in that volume for any kind of manipulation, which the AMC holders think that's super illegal. But when you have more money, it's just something you can do. And then you would see fundamentally, you see the chart kind of just going up, ebb and flow, but kind of grinding its way up. I still have an investment account that I buy and hold, but that's deep diving into stuff. But I saw movements in the markets where you could just buy and sell at these levels. And I don't actually set out to day trade. I buy when it makes sense, sell when it makes sense. So like I'll buy, and when I have my set risk, I don't manage any red trades. If they're red, they just go away. Green trades are the ones I manage. So I put my stop in the green, and then as long as it keeps going up, I just keep moving my stop up. I could be in a thing for a week. But the losers will obviously just tag out. But I just found that was a much better play for me. I can make so much more with that. I've never compared myself to the S&P. I thought that was stupid. If I ever compared myself to the S&P, I would probably just quit and I would buy the S&P.
So do you think you've actually beaten the S&P? Because you said you never compared yourself to it.
Yeah. The S&P, like what, makes 10% a year?
It depends on the year. So like, so what? So people are asking, like, what do you think is your? Yeah, it averages out.
It averages out to about, if you account for 2% inflation, you make about 6%, because it'll average out to about 8%. So you take off the 2%. On average, your cash is probably up 6. Bang! So like, you could literally do that in a week.
Yeah. So how did you learn? Like, was it just like School of Hard Knocks? Like you just kind of like you said, just read books and stuff, or like how did you actually get good at day trading?
Ignoring all the stupid people. This is really how I got good at day trading. Just figured it out myself. DonFron's not meeting the chat's dress code. Yeah, I don't look as good with my shirt off.
they want you to strip naked, basically. You don't have to listen to the chat.
You gotta pay extra for that, all right?
Yeah, when I go on somebody's channel, I'll wear a shirt, but when it's on mine, it's like, you know what? I'm in my garage. I don't give a crap. I'm leaving my shirt off, and people are used to it, so it doesn't surprise them at all. I always love the comments from like guests, like they bring their fans over to watch the stream, and they're like, "Why is this dude got a freaking shirt off? He's an absolute clown."
Yeah, it's funny. I like to see my chat in here. They'll probably help out with some of these questions. But day trading is a zero-sum game, so why would a day trader share info on YouTube? What do you mean? There's only so many ways this thing can pan out, right? I've been doing this for 10 years. Every candle has been red or green. Figure it out. I don't watch news. I don't try to chase that. I know how algos do it, so why even try? Algos will scan keywords and be in long before you do. And when you look, you'll notice it's at pretty normal levels. Like you'll see it bounce those levels pretty regularly.
Yeah. So one criticism people have, and I have as well, is it's like, you can have day trade, you can do a bunch of good day trades, but like, how do you actually consistently win? Because it only really takes one loss, in my opinion, to completely destroy you.
If you're stupid, yeah, you'd have to be so you can only lose your whole ass if you put it out there on the line in the first place. Like I could never do that because I would never that's what I wish I could do. I'd be rich in 2021. 2021 was my obviously my best year, but I would have killed it. Would have ruined the Doge because I would have actually sold. I would have kept my millions. But no, so how I manage risk is, so I'll find my entry, maybe it's right now. And then whatever story I'm playing, like, let's say it's trending up. Hey, this should be a higher low right here. Let's say that's where I'm going to stop out. It's $10 per share. If I only want to risk $100, I'm only going to buy 10 shares. So I have my set risk amount, which is about a couple thousand. And so that's how I have it. I could literally only lose that. Like the people that just YOLO their account into crap, they're not going to be here next year. They're just going to suck. My account's full of those people because they're usually the ones buying my shares at the top when I'm selling, or like panic selling when it gets to me.
So do you normally what how long do you normally own shares? Like what is your average holding period?
God, in this market, a couple of days.
Woo! So I'm curious as like a tax account. So like are you basically all your earnings are coming in as ordinary income, right? Like
right.
It's basically all short-term capital gains.
Right.
So even with tax inefficient trading, you still think over the long run you're going to outperform the S&P, because like you always hear these like stories of like, or these statistics are like, oh, basically nobody can beat the market day trading. So like, what is it about you that differentiates yourself?
There's a lot of people that do. They say 95% fail. 95% won't make it past the 5-year mark. Inside of that 95% is a bunch of people that bought one thing, blasted their account, did something stupid, left. Talk to the people that made it past the 5-year mark. If you haven't done that, you're still brand new. Anybody that started in 2021, still brand new. A lot of curveballs the market can throw at you.
Were you profitable from the beginning? Like, when did you actually start becoming profitable?
Yeah, but that's kind of, like I said, I was lucky back then. And futures do have some tax advantages to them, so I do trade futures. That goes in here? Tell show proof of his percentages. Just fine, sign up. I'm doing the exact same thing Jeremy's doing. You can follow along all day you want. I've had this question a million times. But also, as far as you mentioned tax inefficiencies, if you're not a trader, I'd say it's pretty tax inefficient because you don't have tax trader status, TTS. That's where it will take up wins versus losses. I don't have a 3,000 cap like everyone else does. Once you qualify as a trader, it's different. You can trade in your IRA and not pay any of that.
That's true. So yeah, if you trade in your IRA, you don't pay any taxes. And I think what you're referring to is if you're I've never actually done the taxes for a trader before. It's actually a pretty rare thing, but I imagine you're basically treated as a business entity. So if you have a loss, you actually, like, let's say you have a $50,000 loss and you're materially participating. I imagine you could take that whole $50,000 against your income. That's kind of what it sounds like there. So like it makes sense, but I don't really know how somebody would qualify for that. I feel like a lot of people probably try to do that so they can take a lot of capital losses. But in reality, it's like, well, you really got to be a freaking day trader. I'm sure there's a requirement.
Yeah, you have to show that you're trying to make an income from it. It's a pretty gray area. But you have to show that that's going to be your income. You have to try. You can't just take 3 trades a year. You got to show that that's actually what you do every day.
So do you have any other sources of income? I mean, obviously you have a YouTube channel. Like, is there any other ways you make money? Like, let's say you have a crappy year trading. How else would you support yourself?
Rental properties. I'm also a real estate agent. I've got quite a few.
Okay, so you're not like all in or you're not all in day trading, basically.
No, I did that for a little bit. Like I said, it's a bit boring just sitting at home. So I started other businesses as well and just use that money to find other things. So it's been awesome.
Do you trade crypto? Because crypto, that never stops trading. At least from my understanding. Stocks,
it doesn't. Today. I buy crypto, but I don't trade it. I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's it.
So you just buy and hold? Yeah.
I'll sell it later.
So, I mean, like, because, like, I would imagine crypto would offer, like, a bunch of trading opportunities. Like, why is it specifically you don't trade cryptos or something about it?
Trading opportunities actually suck.
Really?
It's not liquid enough. You don't get good fills. Yeah, no. Like, your fills would be crap. Bitcoin can move so much in just such a little time that I don't know. I just felt it wasn't better. It's at infancy stages of its own asset class. So like I said, I just buy it. In fact, I buy a little bit every week, and then I put money into a savings account every week. And then when crypto dips, I'll take that savings account and put it in there. So it kind of keeps my average down on those.
So do you have any, like, because, like, I buy VT. I mean, I have a little bit of individual stocks, and I hate crypto personally. Do you have any, like, ETFs? Like, do you have the S&P 500?
Yeah. Yeah. My investment account. Yeah. SPY, QQQ, IWM. Most of my most of my individual holdings though are just tech, so it looks like I just bought the Nasdaq.
That's a lot of people. They're like, oh, I'm going to buy all these individual stocks, and it's like the freaking Nasdaq. It's like, dude, you can just buy QQQ.
Yeah, which I do have, because to borrow against your shares, I can't have a bunch of crazy stuff in there. So you got to keep your the beta down. Otherwise, you can't borrow against your shares like a home equity line of credit. You can do against your shares.
So explain how trading works, because I've obviously you're buying and selling stocks. I get it, but is it mostly stocks that you're buying or shorting, or is it options? Like, how do you do it? Because I really don't know how to freaking do it. I mean, I know I've bought options like screwed around being a client, but I haven't done it like consistently.
I usually sell options. There's a lot of gamblers out there that'll get those to fill. Sold a lot of AMC options once I kind of saw what they were doing. AMC, they kept that thing manipulated in sideways, and you could just see they were selling everybody's calls and puts. All the gamblers jumped in on that. So I do a lot of option selling.
Yeah, because actually I had a buddy that made a lot of money off of AMC. Like, he bought calls at like the perfect time, and he made a lot of money, and I was pretty jealous. But that was like a one-time that was a one-time thing. So did you was AMC one of your like greatest trades, or if it wasn't, like, what was your greatest trade?
No. Tesla and Amazon were my bread and butter for a whole year. Funny enough, AMC was banging. By luck, I had bought some December calls, 350 strike, 2 days right before that nonsense happened. I was like, all right, this is probably still a company. Like, I'll give it some time. Never on Wall Street Bets or anything like that. And then it just shot up. I made it to like $21. It went a lot higher, but I just sold. I was like, this is hilarious. So then just sold that.
So what was your worst trade you ever did?
Ooh, Amazon.
So like, how much did you lose, if you don't mind sharing?
50,000. Yeah, sucked.
Woo, baby.
And the worst part about that was how I lost it. Each option contract is about 15 grand at the time. So I'm in those, and Amazon was going sideways, and literally just burned that just in theta. And I just couldn't sell because it didn't make any moves yet. Sucked. It's one I'll probably never forget.
Cool. I'm seeing a bunch of hate comments, man. I didn't realize you get this much backlash, because like, honestly, the whole point of the video was like, I'm curious. Like, I would never recommend day trading. Personally, I don't believe it works long run. Maybe you're really great, but I think like the average person would get absolutely destroyed. But honestly, like, I was just curious, like I want to talk to somebody that day trades and just be like, how do you freaking do it? Because like, I've tried it. Like, the one time I shorted AMC. Like, I was like, you know what, AMC is a stupid stock.
Did you sell shares, or did you try to buy puts?
I bought puts.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
So like, what do you? So like, let's say I wanted to short AMC, or like, let's say if we could rewind what I did. So I was like, I knew AMC is a clown stock. It's gonna crash. I'm gonna buy puts, and I was like, I'll let them expire a month from now. What would have been a better way for me to have shorted AMC if I was doing it just for fun?
Short shares.
Sure.
So once you know that it's out like that, the premium you paid for those puts made it not worth it. You need an astronomical move to actually make it.
Yeah, because there's so much demand for the puts, basically, that the price is pretty crazy. It's hard to break even, basically.
Yeah, you'd need that move. That's why I sold a bunch of AMC options. They literally had what was the guy on there? Trades, Matt Kors. They had him on mainstream news. Once I saw that, I was like, oh, they're just taking you guys for a spin. They're running you guys over. When you get in a margin call, you got to do one of two things. You got to put money in there somehow, right? So you got to make some other trades that are green or deposit money. And they literally just held that thing sideways and sold everyone, let all of them buy those options contracts, effectively just depositing money.
Yeah, so when you say short, like, obviously, like, I know the basics of shorting. Like, you borrow shares, you sell them, and then you buy back the shares and you return them. And you got to pay interest or whatever.
Yeah.
How do you mitigate the risk of a short? Because, obviously, if you short a stock and then it goes up 1,000% like AMC, you get like just annihilated. So like, how do you mitigate the risk? Would you buy calls? Would that be how you do it?
I would just use a stop loss. I don't like watching my money go away. It's a pretty basic concept. I would just stop out.
So how do you do a stop? You just you have a buy order, basically, where you buy them back.
Yeah, and that's your stop loss. So when it triggers that, it just closes that position.
Okay. Has there ever been a time? So, like, I get the concept of stop losses and limit orders and all that stuff. Is there a way that something could potentially blow through a stop loss? Like, let's say there's like insane movements of in a stock.
Mm.
Is that a possibility where you have a stop loss where you're going to buy it back at this price, but there's such an insane jump that
Yeah, so a stop market will trigger at that price, fill where the next order is being filled at. And if it jumps, yeah, you can get some slippage there for sure. The worst case I've ever seen is in the Forex world. A real report comes out and just shakes people out because that will fill and jump all the way up, and you could take a pretty huge loss in that. Well, as far as your loss could just be bigger.
Yeah, shorting scares. Like I would. That's why I bought puts for AMC because I was like, okay, the worst thing I do is I lose all my premium. Whatever, I'm a clown. I lost my money. But like when you short, like if there's some kind of short squeeze and that order doesn't fill or it fills at a bad price, you can't get wrecked.
You always do a spread. So you would have bought a put. What puts did you buy?
I don't even freaking remember. I can actually go look. I think it was. Let me see. Nobody take this as good advice because I was just screwing around. I suck at options. See, everybody can roast me in the comments for getting destroyed.
No, don't worry. I think they're focused on me right now.
So I was like, I just wanted to talk about options or day trading. I really didn't expect the hatred. Let's see.
That's funny.
That's my fans for you. It's okay. Actually, why is it not showing up? That's freaking weird. I don't know why it's not showing because usually it shows your history. But yeah, like I know I bought some puts and I was like, okay, they'll expire a month out. This stock's gonna crash in probably 2 weeks because AMC's a bunch of morons, and it didn't. And then I just got absolutely wrecked. So,
what you could have done is theta and vega neutral. So let's say you bought the $10 strike, you could have sold the $8 strike put. So max you would have made was $200. But it wouldn't have actually smoked you. And then when high volatility is like that, it kind of neutralizes that. And all you need to do is get below $8 and have to go straight to zero. It would have cost a lot less. It's a defined risk trade. You could have done that. But honestly, I would have gone at the money. If it was $20, let's say it's $21, you could have bought the 22 put. You could have sold the 20. It would have cost you about $100. And all it had to do was drop below $20, and you would have made $100. It's a very roulette style trade. Where you're going to spend about half what it's going to make, and you're going to make or lose 100%.
Yeah. So okay. So like basically, you're buying and selling multiple options. Like you're doing all these different strategies. Kind of. It's not just like you just buy a put or you just buy a call.
Yeah. Well, all I said was a spread. All your strategies are all the weird different names, the iron condor, the butterfly, the broken wing butterfly, the jade lizard. All that is a combination of spreads. Once you understand what options are and then what a spread is, you got the rest figured out. Iron just means calls and puts. Butterfly just shares a strike right down the middle. A lot of it's just nonsense. Well, extra fluffy. Probably don't need to worry about.
Extra fluffy. So do you do Forex? Because that's trading currencies, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm short the dollar right now.
Woo! I mean, so as a trader, I would totally if I knew what I was doing. I know because the dollar freaking went insane and it got super strong relative to other currencies. Maybe if I was a trader, I would have potentially tried to short the dollar. But the thing that scares me about Forex is it just seems like it's so. Isn't it super leveraged?
Oh yeah, yeah. Right now it's 50-1 now. Leverage the max you can go. Overseas, a few years ago, it was 3,000-1. They actually had to change the laws over there because people were losing so much. They were just going balls deep, leveraged out. So they had to change that. But yeah, if you guys think stocks are hard, try Forex. So billions of dollars get traded every day in the stock market. Trillions get traded in in Forex. That's where banks go to manipulate other banks.
So with Forex, to my understanding, if you're that levered, even wouldn't a small fluctuation either make you a fortune or destroy you?
Depends on, are you using it all? Are you putting it all out there or not?
Well, I'm saying let's say you put $100, or whatever the minimum is. Like, would a small fluctuation in the currency going the wrong way, would that completely wipe you out because you're leveraged?
It could be pretty quick. If you put your whole account into one thing, yeah, just like anything else, you put your whole account out there, you can lose your whole account or make it. You'll have astronomical gains, but then you'll do it again, and eventually you'll just lose and be like everyone else.
Yeah, I am terrified of anything with leverage. I don't freaking touch
and you don't have to use leverage. It's just that it's moving at a fraction of a penny. People will leverage to take advantage of that because you're not gonna make much as far as capital efficiency. It's not gonna be the best one without leverage.
So, what would stop you from day trading? Like, would you ever convert to just a long-term buy and hold ETF guy? Like, do you trade for fun? Like, is it enjoyable to you?
No, that's what pays my bills. I have an investment account. I do buy and hold.
So, but you would never give up trading and say, okay, every spare dime of investment dollars that I have, I would just do it for long-term investing as opposed to trading.
Why would I do that? I guess if one day I sucked at it, I would probably do that. Like until it quits working. It's been working for the last 10 years.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah.
So people are asking, like, have you ever shown proof that you've outperformed the market? Because people, at least on YouTube, are like, oh, I want to see, show me your proofs. Have you ever disclosed that?
Yeah, I used to follow that game, and I even did the call outs, follow me for call outs. And then it just brought on a bunch of clowns, a bunch of kids. So in the very beginning, I used to. It's just not what I'm after now. I've had this question a whole bunch. If you want proof, show up and pay attention. Watch last night's stream and watch what happened today. Last night I talked about how it would go up and then sell off. CPI data. Called out the exact move. And I drew out these yellow boxes. You can watch the before and afters. Pay attention. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I really don't give a shit if you follow me or not. I literally don't care. Gil could spend all his time on the internet doing whatever he wants. It wouldn't bother me a single bit. Until he starts paying my bills, I don't care. But watch the streams. Tell me when I'm wrong. That happens, but that's what risk management is for.
Yeah, so just in the whole like day trading sphere, because like the reason I think a lot of people are, like, oh, this guy's full of crap, is because if you look at YouTube, and this is what I've observed, it's just a bunch of clowns. Like 99% of day traders, in my opinion, on YouTube are absolute clowns. Like, would you agree with that statement or no?
Of course. Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff too. Like, man, one guy, he made his own website, made it look like his brokerage account because he was like, oh, people are telling him to click the refresh button. And he would show these crazy numbers. 100% fake. He got sued big time for that too when he got caught. I've seen all the fake stuff. But there's a popular YouTuber right now that buys inverse ETFs. So buy both of them and show you whichever one wins on the day. I've seen the fake. I've seen the real. Really, you got to just show up and pay attention. You can see the fake ones pretty quickly. It sucks because if you're brand new, you probably can't discern the noise. So sucks, but you can only do so much.
So who do you think is the biggest? No, so okay. First question: who is the most legit? Obviously, besides you, who is the most legit day trader on YouTube? Because I can't tell. I think they're all clowns personally. I can't tell.
Gosh, Merlin. I know Merlin. He's a profitable day trader. I would say. Trader Merlin's his channel. Man, there's a guy called the Traveling Trader.
That rings a bell.
So I don't know him personally. When he talks, it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. But he's also said some things that I really question because he's mentioned growing a small account and just jumping into some really risky stuff that would be the fastest way to blow your account.
Well, a lot of these guys, like I think what happened to a lot of these dudes is they probably did a bunch of clownish like trades and got lucky, blew up their account, and then they said, "Oh, look, see, I'm a course bro." And then, they kind of hide their losses going into the future. Because as long as you have that one big win, you can almost like flaunt that forever.
Most the Instagram ones do. If they ever talked about 12,000%, they can do that regularly. Like that's BS. I guess there's penny stock traders. If you have a big following, it'd be hard to suck. If you had a big following and you did penny stocks, it'd be easy just to move it just with your own following.
Yeah, I see that a lot too.
Yeah, like what's it? Warrior Trades, redhead guy.
Yeah, that freaking clown. I think he got in trouble. He got like fined or something.
Yeah, he was following. What I used to do in my group is I would follow other people, and we would just break down what they're doing. That's not true. It was the group he was in that happened to be it. So I would sign up and just show everyone like what they're emailing and everything, and then people on the outside weren't signed up would get a totally different email. But as far as warrior trading, I don't know if he's a clown. It would be hard to be wrong when you're him, because you got to think without any manipulation or anything. He could say, "Hey, I'm buying." He truly could be. He could be buying. He's first in. Tells his following, all his following rushes into buying some low float crap penny stock, pumps it up. He sees the price go up. He's right again. Now he's the first one out. Now his following starts selling. It's a game of hot potato. So it'd be hard to be wrong if you were him.
So who's the biggest clown on YouTube for day trading? Like Ricky Gutierrez, is he legit or not?
I used to help him out actually.
Like you actually met him.
Yeah, like if you it's been a while, but yeah, some of my shirts used to say Tech Buds. It was easy to stand out in this group.
So you actually know some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So like, is the day trader community like really interlinked, or is it are there like cliques, and like how does it all work?
If there are, I'm not in it. But I'm more like you. Like I don't edit things to pretend I don't talk about. Everything I do is just live. And I just call people stupid. They don't. They're real salesy, real high pitch, uppity. Yeah, I don't do any of that. So I'm not going to be any of those cliques. I mean, I have my shirt on, but that's about it.
I'm in my own clique. I don't think any other finance YouTubers take their shirt. I mean, obviously I have my little crew that I roll with, but yeah, I'm the only one that takes his shirt off. So, so somebody has an interesting observation. Do you think this is a paid promotion, or is this a paid promotion? Did you pay me to come on there?
No. Gil says, I know because I followed Ricky since 2013. Ask anyone in my chat what they call LPP, the house that DonFron built, which is funny because if you've ever been in LPP, I was the first. Ricky did what's called advanced traders. It really got awkward for a bit because Ricky would say something and then people would just start asking me my opinion on that. So Ricky gave me my own chat. He called it ETF chat. And then I just started helping traders in there. And honestly, I've been in quite a few chats before I made my own because I just didn't know any other traders. And I thought like if I went the free chats, it kind of looks like your chat right now, just a bunch of like random comments. Like you're not gonna learn anything from it. So like, well, let me buy the course. Let me just get in the private chat. And at least those people, if I was going to help anybody trade, at least they'd already shown some kind of effort, which I found I was repeating myself a lot less. They would listen more, which eventually just led into my own following.
Cool. So like, would you say your following has? Because I know the market's been wrecked. I don't know how this has affected day traders. Have you noticed like a big decline in interest in your sphere? I feel like day trading, like a lot of people are like, oh, screw this. The clown market's over. I'm not going to day trade anymore. Have you noticed a decline in interest?
Well, no, because we short stocks. I'm 2 for 2 for crashes. I've called out a crash right before it happens. Like I don't fear monger and call out crashes all the time. Every time I've said there's going to be a crash, there's been one, and we've just switched gears and gone short. So movement is awesome for traders, up or down. I don't have a directional bias. I have an income bias. So whichever way it's going, I'm going.
So when is the next bull? If you could call it right now, when would the next bull market be? Because my VT has not moved in like a year and a half.
Well, yeah. Shit, who knows? I'm not psychic. I actually don't know. I don't have a 8 ball with me.
So what is your biggest because you're like, oh, I've called the last 2 crashes. Like, what is the how do you know? Because like me personally, I could have maybe predicted the pandemic crash, but I wasn't really thinking about stocks. But I remember the pandemic, seeing each state had like 1 or 2 cases. And I was talking to my wife at the time, and I was like, I think this virus is going to like spread across the United States. But I wasn't really interested in stocks or trading at that point. So I was just like, I'm going to go stock up on toilet paper and stuff. But I could have seen, like, if you were really astute and you just like could kind of see that, yeah, the pandemic is going to sweep across the United States. And I think people weren't thinking about it back then. You could have potentially made money. So that could have been like an indicator for the pandemic. But like in general, like what is your, like, how do you know the market's going to go down?
We got a little extended. The Rona crash, I actually called the day before because something very weird happened in the market. It takes big money to move the market. And so we saw a gapped up and this huge drop down just on a Thursday. And I was like, that's weird. No one saw any news or anything like that. I was like, man, that looks like big money getting out. I said, if we sell off tomorrow, it's bad news bears. I'm going short. Happened to be that was whichever day started was the day that was the peak. And it just melted off into the abyss. And all you had to do was just trail it and just go. And you guys want proof, just go back and watch the streams. They're still up. So I'm reading my chat right now. This is funny.
So do you ever delete videos? Like, so that's one thing I've noticed with scammers is if they're wrong, they'll just delete the video.
No, they're all still up.
So you never delete any videos.
Why would I delete a video?
Because it makes you look bad, man. What if you have a bad trade on live?
What? You think I'm going to take losers? What kind of idiot thinks they're not going to take a loser? Like, that's part of the game. That's why you have risk management in the first place. If you're going to jump in here and not take any losses, you're just foolish. It's not going to happen.
Man, the comments like rioting. The comments are rioting. I just wanted to talk to a day trader. Like, people think I'm like promoting day trading. I don't support day trading, everybody.
Yeah.
But I like to talk to other people that do it. Like why do you do it? How did you get into it?
There's no fantasy land to be sold here. You're not going to jump in and just, if I can make one video and make you guys all super traders, it would be up. Unfortunately, it's just not how the markets work. Markets are ever changing, and that's that. If you can't adapt, your strategy might work for a little bit, and then it'll not work. Then you're done.
So would you recommend the average person day trade?
No, you're not going to, if you don't put the time and effort into it, it's not happening. Unfortunately, it's just not.
Because like, so one of my big criticisms of day trading is like, I sit there and I think, I'm like, okay, most people have a full-time job, right? How do they have time to day trade? Like, because obviously the market's open 9:30 to 4 or whatever. How do people fit time into day trade? And that never made sense to me.
What I do and still do is I do all my planning at night. So I look at everything when nothing's open, nothing's moving, and I just set alerts. And then the next day when my alert goes off, I'll click buy. Maybe it goes off the next day. Maybe it goes off a month from now. But when I like it at a certain price. When it gets to there, I'll click the buy button. That way, when I know when the day's moving, everything's going crazy, news everywhere, I was of clear, sound mind. I liked it at that price, and then I buy it. So if you had a job, that's what I found to be best. That's what I did when I had a job.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was like, I imagined somebody like on their phone, like trading, and I'm like, how are you doing this? Because you're working. Like, when I'm doing taxes, I don't have time to freaking do notifications or any of that stuff. That's why I always got confused by it. I mean, would you think it's actually an effective, like, can you actually still trade effectively if you're working full time?
You're probably not scalping, no. But scalping's for little peanuts. That's for the birds, like a little bird seed. I found swing trading, you make more money when you catch any trend. But if you just think about this, your trade has to match your time frame. So if you're on the 15-minute time frame, you got to make a decision every 15 minutes. If you're on the daily time frame, you get to buy today, make that decision later, the next day. For people that's working, that works out better. Promoting
comments.
Yeah, that's funny.
Let's see. Are you salty about not being profitable? So I don't know. Have you heard the story of BP? So
No.
so there's this I don't want to say the word, but somebody that doesn't like people that wear hats on their heads. There's this guy in Thailand that claims he could time. And actually, you would be the perfect person to call if this is BS or not. But there's this guy in Thailand who claims he called every single top and bottom of the market, like consistently to the day over like a 5-year time span. And I called BS on this guy. I said, you're a scammer. You're fake. And he like went after me hardcore, like attacked me. And we think BP is either him or it's one of his like favorite employees. So it was like this whole saga. But like thinking about it now, it'd be like, damn, you would have been the perfect person. I wonder if I could pull it up.
That would be the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life, for someone to call all that out. Like I've caught the top and bottom, just catching that knife, but no way would I ever say this is the top, do this. Like maybe we get extended, so I jump into a play. It turns out later it was the bottom. To call that out, yeah, that'd be.
So would you say somebody that says they time the top and bottom every single time is a scam? Most likely.
Yeah, what's he trying to get out of it?
So basically, it's kind of like
why would I care he timed the top and bottom? He's trying to sell me a course or something?
Yeah, so he's trying to sell his advisory services. Like you can sign up for his subscription, or you can do one-on-one consulting with him. That kind of thing. That's what he's selling. And I think from what I remember, he was charging $1,000 an hour. and he was, dude, you got to watch the old videos.
Okay,
I'll show them to you later. But this guy's hilarious.
No, that's a lot.
Dude, I feel like a Echoes video is going to be coming out.
I know. It'd be funny. I actually liked Echoes. I shouted him out in one of my videos the other day. He did a pretty good job on one of his videos. I even showed up in his channel and shouted him out. Because it's not the first time. I mean, most of these guys are right to be defensive for sure. Because the amount of just stupid crap out there in the market. Like, I'm not going to defend day trading. Like to think you guys are just going to hop in and be super day traders, that's some clown crap. You're going to follow anybody on YouTube? No. The chances of you finding somebody that knows what they're talking about, and then not only that, but you have to take what they're saying and use it. Like there's listening to them, and then there's actually doing it. Like that's a lot. It's a lot to do.
So how do you what software do you use? Because like I see people trading on like Robinhood and stuff. Like what is the day trading recommended software?
I use TradeStation. I try to tell everybody to sign up for TradeStation. Not everybody does. There's no link. There's no free shares. It's just trading software. There's nothing I could get out of it. But I love TradeStation.
Are they like a zero fee broker? Kind of like Robinhood, or are you like paying commissions every time?
I pay commissions, yeah.
Ooh, what are your commissions per trade?
Like $1.50.
Okay, so like basically you don't want to. I mean, that's not a crazy high commission.
Oh yeah, no, shares are free. Everybody went to free shares. But yeah, futures, options are all that costs money.
Man, the comments are mad.
Show proof you'll take the bus to the grocery store.
What kind of car do you have?
I just sold all my cars. I just bought a Bronco. I got F-150 and a Bronco. My wife kept telling me to put my cars on YouTube, but that feels too cheesy. Before that, my last 3 cars were 3 Corvettes. One I just bought on stream because it happened to be a good deal. I was like, I didn't want to buy a C8 Corvette. I was like, man, maybe if I get a C7, that'll like scratch that itch. And then I was on Carvana, and it said 12,000 miles. They're all priced about the same. And then the picture said 1,200 on the odometer. So I was like, man, that's a good deal. So I bought that one. I ordered a C8 Corvette later. But then before that came in stock, I was actually getting my oil changed at Ford. and it was illegal to sell a car above sticker, so they were running the C8s through the Ford dealership, and so I bought an orange C8 that day.
Yeah, I drive a Ford Fiesta and a Chrysler Pacifica too.
The van or the
van? Yeah,
van?
I had to buy. I hate car vans. I had to buy a freaking van. I had to buy something because of the kids. I don't know if you have kids or not, but I had 2 kids, and it was like I can't fit them in a freaking Ford Fiesta, so I had to unfortunately bite the bullet.
Yeah, I have 3 girls.
Woo! There you go.
I will say my orange C8 was the only one to make it to a YouTube video. It made it to an intro, and that felt very cheesy, like the other day traders trying to sell a dream. Is BP calling you out?
The guy that times the market perfectly. Weak man ignoring all the legit comments on this thread. You all see how he doesn't care about y'all. Only money he cares about. He didn't pay me to come on here. I don't understand why everybody's so bad.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, Strongman's been on mine. So we just want to do one on his. Honestly, he's a polar opposite of what I do. But while it's 2 very different strategies, I guess yours is more of a I wouldn't even call yours growth. Yours is nothing. Yours is just hanging with inflation. But still, the things
that's where we could be confronting.
Your best case scenario is you hang with inflation.
Didn't we debate on yours? Like, didn't we debate VT when I went on yours?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I remember we debated about it, but yeah, it wasn't like we were fighting each other.
Yeah, but a lot of things you've said, even I'll shout out Echoes one more time, even some of his videos. The things you guys are saying about these guys, you're not wrong. Like, you're calling out a lot of the clown stuff. But there's a difference in trading and investing. You know, like, I have an investment account, and that is just a buy and hold. But there's no need to make an investment video every day on YouTube. Like, I bought it. Well, we'll see where we're at in 10 years. You know, like there's just nothing fundamentally changing day to day. I'll make a video when Tesla's factory burns down, or when Elon quits. That would be a fundamental change. When the CEO walks off and I need to make a change in the particular ticker that I have. But no, most people do probably need to follow. Just grab an ETF and put it on a schedule. They'd be way better off. VT, I think, is one of the most boring ones in the world, but at least you have.
I remember that's what we were like debating, like, oh, you were like, oh, VT's boring. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be boring.
I would still do SPY with some QQQ at least, but at least you got total world. So maybe another country pops off. You got some exposure there.
Well, apparently now I'm a day trader.
Well, get on it.
Yeah, apparently.
I wish you would sell some options against your VT shares, but what really gets everybody is you got to pay taxes. Yeah, I know it sucks because I'm not selling drugs. I sell options contracts, so I got to pay taxes. But like every job I've had, I got to pay taxes. I really don't get I thought we'd argue more about taxes on that one, just with being an accountant.
Yeah, I mean, with the whole taxes thing, I mean, if you're trading inside of a IRA, taxes are irrelevant. You know, but obviously, if you're trading outside of it, I mean, most people aren't going to qualify. I mean, not that I know the formal definition of how the IRS classifies traders, but I imagine most people, they're not going to qualify for that. So the max they get is the $3,000 loss, worst case, or best case. And then when they do make gains, they pay short-term capital gains taxes, which that's why in my opinion, it's so hard to overcome that. And that's why I say it's like, okay, well, you don't have time during the day during work. Usually you're paying high taxes. You know, it's a real pain in the butt to actually succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what people would, every time someone talks about a day trader, they think millions, boats, McLarens, the laptop lifestyle, which is that I'm willing to say right now, everyone watching this video will not be that. Like, the chances of me being wrong are so slim that it wouldn't even bother me. Like that's not happening. Every day trader I know, they do all right. They make what the average person makes, with just a little bit more freedom. There's ways to be in the market, not get smoked. None of it has to do with a penny stock or anything crazy. Any bodybuilding workout tips? I probably could go down that. That was a huge. I don't know if he's trolling or not, or that's another industry that's just.
I mean, we got like 2 minutes before we shut it off, but I'm trying to think. Are there any like comments you want to address? Because apparently we're ignoring comments. I'm promoting day trading. We're ignoring comments. Find the worst comment and then.
Yes, let's post some more. Not show proof. You want proof? Go watch my channel. Like that's it. I don't need to see that. All they've done is post that 900 times. Like your fingers got hurt many times. They're doing that.
Yeah. So the main criticism, like if somebody could actually show their brokerage account and say this is my performance over time, I think it would shut everybody up. Like
no,
I believe there's a day trader out there. I don't know who it is. That has crushed the market. I 100% believe that person exists.
Yeah, but
it's like you have to prove it or nobody's going to believe you.
Yeah, so what? Timothy Sykes showed his returns. You can perform really well 1 year and then just show everyone that, oh, here's my proof. That doesn't mean jack. It really doesn't mean anything. I wouldn't even care if you showed me 1 year. Show me how impressive you were. 1 year, banging. I made so much in 2021. If I wanted to brag, I would be flexing that. And then what? Like 2021 was just a fun year. Anybody made money there. That's a dumb debate. It proved honestly, it doesn't matter as much as these people think it does. What are you doing? Your account should be your own proof. It's not dodging anything. Figure it out, because you're not going to make what I make. I'll tell you, everyone in this chat right now, you won't touch what I make. Period. I don't care how. I don't care if you follow me for a year. You're not going to do what I do. You'll do your own thing, and that's that. You can borrow from my experience, is what I tried to do. But
they all want to see it.
Yeah, I know. Like I've had this. This isn't even a new argument for me.
I mean, I think it would be helpful for you. Like if you really wanted to prove them wrong, you would have to show your account.
Yeah, I did in the beginning. I used to fall for this all the time. It pissed me off, because then they just come up with
the downside to like not showing your if you're like a day trader and you're crushing the market, like what is the downside to showing it? Like, you said it attracts clowns. Like, what does that mean?
No, like in the beginning, I would show proof. I would show my statements. I'd show my account. I'd show everything. And then it would just bring in all the clowns. It wasn't fun at all. That's funny. Echo says he's gonna roast me so bad.
There's a video coming.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, apparently my channel's dead. Like, who else have I interviewed? I've interviewed a bunch of different people, but like this one, like I've never seen such backlash. It's like, holy freaking crap! But you know what, Bussies? Yeah. I'm not deleting the stream. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. And I never said I supported day trading.
Yeah, neither did I. I'm not selling anybody a dream.
Oh, don't forget to sign up for his Patreon when we're done.
Yeah. No, you sign up for Jeremy's. It's twice as much, and he'll teach you how to grow a real account.
Yeah, see, I interviewed more money. You know, he's more of a stock picker. I guess I promote individual stock picking because I interviewed more money.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed what was his name? There was I interviewed a bunch of different people that, didn't share the same investment philosophy as me, but apparently no. It's like, oh my God. Whatever.
Yeah. DonFronShow looks identical. That's funny. Well, if they have any real questions, these guys can all come not subscribe to my channel. Just pop in. If you say dumb crap, you'll just get ignored. If you have any real questions, let me know.
Would you say you look like Dennis Rodman?
No.
Honestly, this might be a good thing. You should go on Echo stream.
Yeah, why? So you say, show me the returns 19,000 times.
Hey, it's advertising for your Patreon, bro.
I don't care about my Patreon. I don't like the reason I even created a Patreon was because Jeremy from Financial Education because he said he's going to show everyone how to grow a real account. It's like, I'll do the same thing for half. So I just care about beating Jerry.
Is it new? Did you just start it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one too. It's kind of like a spoof. I mean, like I have like, actually, I think, aren't you one of my patrons?
Maybe. Yeah, because your channel got deleted, and I wanted to message you. I was like, man, I felt bad.
See, that's the real reason I brought you on, is because I think you're like a $5 patron or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why I brought him on, guys. He paid me off.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna go cancel that shit tomorrow, right now. He's like,
no.
Shit, I'm still paying Chris.
No, and Echoes, tell me, I've never said I won't come on your channel.
Just tell me. I would go on, like, you know.
So here's the thing. Show us the proof. No, like, and get on to the next questions. Like, let's go. Yeah, well, I have no problem. I don't care. You're not gonna troll me. Like, I know you think you're funny, but it's not at all like gonna work. It's funny. You literally just assume a bunch of stuff though. Like, it'll be annoying. Let's go live tomorrow. I've been live literally all day. Like, I've done my streams already.
I mean, it's true. You did pay me.
Yeah,
that's not a lie. He did pay me, guys.
It's like you legit. No, just think I'm not legit. I really don't care.
Yeah, I think you should go on Echoes. Okay, like I did not intend this to be like, oh, I'm gonna prove you're a scammer. It's more of like, I want to talk to somebody that's a day trader, not to encourage it, but to like, how does this shit work? Because I don't know how it works. I don't do it. I'm just curious about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you want to like go and face off on Echoes, that would be entertaining. I think
it's funny that he thinks my wife has a great job and makes average revenue. My wife actually works for a trading firm, and she's the accountant for him. That's literally all trading.
You're gonna be roasted. You should do it, man. I would 100%. I would 100% watch. I think it'd be entertaining.
Okay, well, Echoes, I'll go on your stream when you go back to 2020 and you find my video where I called the stream. You do that, then I'll go live. It's not scared. You do your little work, and I'll show you. You find the stream where I said, if we sell off tomorrow, it's bad news bears. And that's when I went short. It happened to be the peak. Other than that, like, I really don't care to waste my time. I don't mind going live with people at all. I'm not scared. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But also, it's got to be worth it. I'm not gonna sit here and just say no 900 times.
Yeah, it's your choice. It's just a regular.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Like, I obviously I'm not gonna start promoting day trading tomorrow, people. I don't know why people are like up in arms about this, but
yeah, well,
okay.
Yeah. He's referring everyone to his channel and his Patreon. This is a promotion. No, stop. I'll don't even sign up for my Patreon at all. Why would you guys even sign up for it? If day trading's so bad, why would you waste the time? Like, what? How retarded are you guys? Sorry, I don't mean to say that, but like, are you stupid or what? Like that's it. Like, I don't know how many other ways I could say it. Like, you'll figure it out real quick. Like, if you're not traders, I don't know why you'd even entertain this stream.
All right. So, do you have any last comments for the crowd before we shut this off?
I wouldn't show my revenue either. Yeah, if you want to see proof, we'll get it at the end of the year. I literally just started this account again just to show every trade in here. So we'll have this stream in December. We'll see how I do. Hopefully, I better just lap Jeremy.
Yeah. Well, it's not hard to beat Jeremy. Yeah, I think most.
Yeah, I don't want to like hang with him. I want to like beat him.
But yeah, I think you should go on Echoes. That would be entertaining. But well, thanks for coming on, Don. Everybody, don't forget to start day trading and sign up for his Patreon.
Echoes, just reach out to me. I'm tired. You want to go for 20 minutes? I'll give you till 9. I've been live for hours now.
Oh, you want to go live right now?
That's what Echoes is saying, but like, he says he'll be busy tomorrow.
Do it.
Fine, Friday.
Or whatever. All right, man. I'm going to cut it off.
All right. I'll see you later.
All right, later.